something off with Erika Kirk. What she is wearing seems a bit inappropriate to mourn your husband, who was literally taken out for the entire world to see. This woman is not grieving anything. She skipped straight to acceptance. This is most definitely PR, and they're using your grief for marketing. And the fact that Charlie Kirk's assassination is still being covered up, she is still walking around with the same security from September 10th, saying she's so excited for the new content that she'll be releasing. Isn't it strange how a widow stepped into the CEO role? She did 3 speeches already, one at a stadium. Charlie's family didn't even speak, and she's selling t-shirts. And is already hosting her husband's podcast.
Something about Erika Kirk just doesn't add up, and apparently, Joe Rogan agrees. Because according to him, this so-called grieving widow might have just pulled off one of the boldest lies in recent political history. Her husband, Charlie Kirk, was supposedly assassinated. The nation mourned. But while the world was lighting candles, Erika was lighting camera flashbulbs, wearing designer heels, posting cryptic Bible verses, and smiling her way through memorial speeches that felt more like campaign launches than tributes. And now, Joe Rogan's just dropped a bombshell so wild, the internet's trying to decide whether to call the FBI or TMZ first. Think about it. Why is a woman who lost her husband already headlining halftime shows, selling merch, and taking over his entire empire? Who does that? Rogan says she didn't just move on. She moved in, right into the CEO chair, and allegedly right over Charlie's grieving parents. He claims she's been lying to them, manipulating them, even gaslighting them about what really happened behind closed doors at Turning Point America. So, the question isn't if Erika's hiding something, it's how deep the cover-up goes. Because if Joe's right, we're not watching a love story, we're watching a corporate coup wrapped in widow's clothing. It started with a dress. Not the memorial speeches, not the tears on live stream, not the endless tributes, just the dress. The moment Erika Kirk stepped out of that black SUV, wearing what looked suspiciously like a designer cocktail gown instead of morning attire, the internet collectively squinted. Something was off. You don't walk into your husband's memorial like it's the Met Gala unless the grief has already been staged. Within hours, hashtags like #PRGrief and #ErikaUnbothered flooded timelines. The narrative had shifted from tragedy to theater, and somewhere in that blur of cameras and candles, Joe Rogan smelled a story. Because when Rogan finally opened his mic, he didn't start with condolences, he started with a question. How do you mourn a man while monetizing his death? The studio fell silent. His guests looked like they'd rather chew glass than answer, and that's when Joe leaned forward in that trademark way, eyes narrowed, voice dropping into the kind of low growl that tells you a bomb's about to detonate. He said, "People don't realize what's happening behind those Turning Point America doors. Erika's not just running her husband's company, she's rewriting his legacy. And she's doing it over the objections of his own parents." That single line cracked open a week of chaos. Clips of the episode hit TikTok before the outro music even faded. Within minutes, Rogan's accusation that Erika Kirk had lied to Charlie Kirk's parents about money, about funeral decisions, about everything, was spliced into montages of her red carpet-style memorial entrances. Subtitles screamed, "Caught in a lie." Reaction channels dissected her body language frame by frame. The way her smile tightened when reporters mentioned the family, the way she adjusted her ring whenever someone said legacy. But beneath the gossip was a darker thread. Sources close to the Kirks, anonymous, always anonymous, claimed the tension between Erika and her in-laws wasn't new. One former staffer, hiding behind a pixelated avatar, told an independent blogger, it started small. Scheduling conflicts, credit lines, press access. Then suddenly, if you wanted to reach Charlie, you had to go through Erika. The staffer said the parents used to sit in on planning meetings, but after the wedding, their names disappeared from the invites. People started digging. Old photos resurfaced. Charlie on stage, his parents smiling in the wings, then later, only Erika at his side. One 2018 video showed her subtly stepping between Charlie and his mother during a donor greeting. Commenters slowed it down, circled it in red, captioned it the moment she took over. It was all speculation until Rogan connected the dots live on air. Charlie's parents weren't just sidelined, he said. They were deceived. And that's when everything erupted. Erika, now positioned as both widow and CEO, became the internet's favorite villain. Screenshots of her new company filings spread like wildfire. Shell LLCs with names like Legacy Brand Consulting and Patriot Performance Events, all created within days of Charlie's funeral. A viral Reddit post claimed her signature appeared on a transfer form moving hundreds of thousands of dollars from Charlie's estate into one of those new accounts. The caption read, "The widow always wins the endgame." Her supporters tried to defend her. Grief looks different for everyone, but they were drowned out by an avalanche of outrage. Because even if you didn't know the Kirks, you knew the type. The polished power couple aesthetic, the filtered family photos, the scripture-heavy captions about walking in faith right before a brand launch. People had seen this movie before, and they knew the third act always ended in scandal. Then came the alleged emails. A conservative blog published screenshots supposedly leaked from an internal Turning Point America account. The subject line, "Managing Parental Expectations." In the body, Erika allegedly wrote, "They don't need full details. Keep it vague. It's easier for everyone if they believe we're following tradition." The internet didn't pause to verify. It exploded. TikTok creators overlaid the line on dramatic piano music. One clip racked up 2 million views in a day with the caption, "She lied to his parents about the funeral." Every scandal needs a smoking gun, and this looked close enough. Within 48 hours, Rogan doubled down. On his next episode, he replayed the quote, stared into the camera, and said, "That's not grief, that's governance." And if those emails are real, then Charlie Kirk's parents were victims of corporate fraud dressed up as family. His producers tried to pivot, he wouldn't. He claimed multiple insiders had reached out to confirm financial irregularities and unauthorized asset movement. By now, Erika's silence had become its own headline. She wasn't tweeting, wasn't posting, wasn't showing up for scheduled events. Her team said she was taking time with family, but the problem was nobody knew which family that meant. Meanwhile, the parents stayed quiet until an anonymous YouTube channel uploaded what it claimed was a recorded phone call between Erika and Charlie's father. The voice, chillingly calm, said, "You don't need to worry about the accounts. I've arranged everything. Bringing in outsiders will make this harder." Then another voice, older, trembling, asked, "Why weren't we told about the transfers?" The reply, "Because it wasn't your decision to make." The internet lost its collective mind. Whether real or AI generated didn't matter. It felt real. Hashtags like #NotYourDecision trended worldwide. Memes compared Erika to TV anti-heroes. One viral post showed her face photoshopped onto a chessboard queen with the caption, "Checkmate, Mom and Dad." Traditional media couldn't resist. Headlines ping-ponged between outrage and restraint. Widow accused of silencing Kirk parents. Joe Rogan alleges Turning Point cover-up. Audio leak deepens conservative feud. The polarization was complete. On one side, fans calling for investigations, even arrests. On the other, apologists insisting Rogan had been duped by internet hysteria. But the numbers didn't lie. Every clip, every leak, every exclusive thumbnail was printing engagement gold. And through it all, Erika stayed silent. No denials, no clarifications, just a single black and white Instagram photo of a Bible captioned, "The Lord knows the truth." Commenters shredded her. "Stop hiding behind scripture," one wrote. "God doesn't bless liars." Another simply posted, "Release the documents." Behind the noise, whispers spread that Charlie's parents were preparing their own proof. Anonymous insiders hinted at emails, financial ledgers, maybe even recordings. A family friend reportedly told a local journalist, "They're done being quiet." The silence didn't last long. By the next morning, the story had metastasized across every corner of the internet. Reddit threads, Telegram groups, and YouTube breakdowns were already treating the Erika Kirk scandal like a national emergency. Everyone had a theory, everyone had a receipt, and no one could agree on what was real anymore. The only constant was outrage. Clips of Joe Rogan's accusation looped endlessly on social feeds, each time edited with new captions, slower replays, and dramatic zoom-ins on Erika's face, as if every blink hid a secret. Then it happened. The first supposed leak. A cloud folder titled Kirk Legacy Documents appeared on Twitter, posted by an anonymous account calling itself Truth Unsealed. Inside were spreadsheets, PDFs, and a few blurry screenshots of what looked like financial statements. Each one hinted at something sinister. Withdrawals, transfers, consulting fees. Some entries bore Erika's signature. Others had her initials. One file even listed Legacy Consulting Retainer, approved, followed by a number so high it trended on X within minutes. Whether the files were authentic or not didn't matter. Perception had already done the damage. Within hours, Rogan's producers joined the chase. On his next podcast, he dropped the tone of speculation and moved into revelation. If these numbers are real, he said, then we're not just looking at lies to grieving parents. We're looking at a full-scale financial hijack. His guest, a self-described independent investigator, nodded solemnly, claiming that multiple employees had reached out with proof that Charlie's estate was being funneled into newly created entities under Erika's control. No documents were shown, but that didn't stop millions from believing every word. Meanwhile, Erika's social media pages were flooded with comments. The once glossy, inspirational captions about faith and family were now war zones of public fury. "Where's the money?" one asked. Another wrote, "You silenced his parents. Now you're silencing the truth." Even neutral followers unfollowed in droves. Every post became evidence of guilt. Every photo, a reminder of the woman who might have lied her way to power. Then came the next twist. A conservative blog released what it claimed was a second recording. This one allegedly captured days after the funeral. In it, a woman who sounded like Erika was overheard saying, "I had to move quickly. If they found out before the board vote, everything would have unraveled." The voice on the other end was muffled but sounded approving, almost congratulatory. The clip ended abruptly, leaving more questions than answers. Within hours, #BoardVote trended worldwide. Commentators called it proof of the coup. Charlie's parents still hadn't spoken, but people close to them started hinting they were preparing to. One family friend tweeted, "They try to stay quiet out of respect, but the truth is louder." The post gained 1 million likes in a day. Others began claiming they'd seen emails between the parents and Erika, pleas for transparency allegedly met with legal threats. One supposed email screenshot read, "For the sake of the foundation, I urge you to stop contacting donors directly." The speculation reached fever pitch when Rogan teased an upcoming episode titled The Kirk Files. The thumbnail alone, Erika's face half in shadow, half in light, was enough to send shockwaves across every gossip forum. And true to form, the episode delivered. Rogan claimed new sources inside Turning Point America confirmed the widow had indeed cut off Charlie's parents from decision-making, rewriting legal documents to centralize control under herself. "They didn't just lose their son," Rogan said. "They lost his legacy." His guest, a former legal consultant, called it psychological warfare disguised as corporate structure. Audiences were hooked. Each detail added a new flavor of betrayal. Rogan described a meeting where Erika supposedly convinced board members that Charlie's parents were emotionally unfit to manage affairs. The clip of that line alone racked up 6 million views overnight. Commenters called her the conservative Carol Baskin, the Black Widow of Turning Point, and America's most polished con artist. Even people who'd never heard of Charlie Kirk now had an opinion about his widow. By day 3, the outrage wasn't confined to social media anymore. Television pundits debated whether Erika should step down as CEO. Online petitions calling for justice for the Kirks hit 500,000 signatures. Late-night hosts made jokes about the CEO widow. Every hour brought another, exclusive, alleged photos of Erika at luxury resorts, unverified texts between her and donors, blurry screenshots of board meeting memos. The internet had transformed grief into spectacle, and Erika was its unwilling main character. But in the midst of chaos, another layer of mystery unfolded. Someone claiming to be a former assistant posted anonymously on Reddit, saying that before Charlie's death, he left private recordings and digital backups of sensitive communications, just in case. He didn't trust her, the post said. He told his parents everything. Whether true or not, The claim hit like a grenade. Fans began demanding the parents release whatever they had. Conspiracy videos emerged, complete with dramatic narration and red string thumbnails connecting names, bank accounts, and timelines. Then came the alleged voicemail. A channel known for celebrity leaks uploaded a distorted audio file labeled Charlie's Last Message. The voice, shaky but recognizable, said, "Mom, Dad, if you're hearing this, it means I couldn't fix things. Please keep an eye on her. She's not who she says she is." The internet stopped cold. Immediately, Rogan's clip from his earlier show, where he'd said, "She's not telling them everything," resurfaced everywhere. It was treated like prophecy. YouTubers analyzed the waveform to prove authenticity. Others said it was AI generated. But the truth no longer mattered. The story had its villain, its martyr, and its witnesses. The court of public opinion had reached a verdict. Erika Kirk was guilty. Her silence became unbearable. News anchors mocked her strategic restraint, and social media users interpreted every hour of quiet as confirmation of deceit. Her management company released a short statement denying fabricated claims, but it was too late. The outrage was feeding itself now. Even influencers who normally avoided politics posted reaction videos titled, "We need to talk about Erika." And then, late one night, a grainy video surfaced. It showed an older woman, believed to be Charlie's mother, seated at a kitchen table, hands trembling as she read from a sheet of paper. "We were told things that weren't true," she said. "We trusted Erika, but now we know better. Our son deserved honesty." Behind her, a man's voice added, "We have proof. And when the time comes, we'll show it." The clip went nuclear. It wasn't speculation anymore. It was blood. It was family. It was heartbreak broadcast in real time. Within hours, the view count crossed 10 million. Comment sections filled with crying emojis, prayer hands, and rage. The final line, "Our son deserved honesty," was stitched into thousands of TikToks set to somber piano music. Rogan reacted live. "This is what happens," he said, eyes wide. "This is why we question power. Because sometimes, the biggest frauds don't wear suits. They wear sympathy." His voice dropped. If what they're saying is true, then Erika Kirk's empire is built on lies. And that's where things stood. The world waiting for the next leak, the next file, the next confession. The parents had spoken, but not fully. Rogan promised another episode. Erika remained silent. The internet had declared its verdict, but the real evidence, the so-called proof, had yet to surface. What came next would determine everything. Because if the parents really had what they claimed, the next drop wouldn't just ruin a reputation. It could destroy an entire movement. The next drop hit like a thunderclap. No one knew who posted it first. Some said it came from a burner Reddit account. Others claimed it appeared on a Telegram channel tied to former Turning Point staff. But within seconds, the words, "The Kirk Files," full upload, were everywhere. A single cloud link. A folder full of scans, ledgers, emails, and something labeled voicemails_3. Nobody hesitated. Within minutes, screenshots were flooding every platform. The captions were identical. Charlie tried to warn them. Inside the folder were pages of typed memos allegedly written by Charlie's father, each line highlighted, annotated, and photographed with shaky hands. One passage stood out. "We were told by Erika that the trust remained intact." This was false. Another note scrawled in pen read simply, "She lied." Control shifted before the funeral. It was the kind of damning, visceral evidence that doesn't need verification, because by the time anyone questioned it, the entire world had already made up its mind. Podcasters, journalists, and YouTubers flooded timelines with theories. Some compared the handwriting to old photos of the family. Others claimed the metadata matched the parents' email timestamps. The story didn't just trend, it hijacked the entire cultural conversation. One TikTok creator zoomed in on Charlie's father's handwriting and whispered, "You can see the shake in his hand. That's grief. That's truth." The clip hit 10 million views overnight. And then came the sound. Buried deep inside the leaked folder was a subfile titled Voicemails. There were 3 audio clips, each one clearer, colder, and more haunting than the last. The first was just static and a few words. "Mom, Dad, I'm starting to feel like Erika's not telling me everything." The second was longer. "She's making moves that don't feel right. Please just keep an eye on things." But the third, that was the one that broke the internet. "If anything happens to me," Charlie's voice said, trembling, "don't let her erase you. Don't let her erase me." The internet froze. That wasn't a leak anymore. That was a ghost speaking. Comment sections exploded in disbelief, rage, and grief all at once. Hashtag Charlie warned us trended globally within hours. Memes gave way to mourning posts. Even people who'd mocked the story earlier were suddenly emotional. TikTokers played the voicemail over slow piano instrumentals. Reaction videos captured influencers wiping away tears mid-recording. "He knew," one caption said, racking up millions of likes. Erika's silence was now deafening. Every social post she'd ever made became forensic evidence. People replayed her speeches in slow motion, hunting for guilt in her tone, arrogance in her posture. Clips of her hugging President Trump resurfaced and were dissected frame by frame. The way her eyes closed, the angle of his hand on her back, the seconds she lingered too long. Commentators dubbed it the widow's embrace, a symbol of power, manipulation, and unchecked ambition. By then, even conservative media couldn't ignore it. Fox ran a headline reading, "Charlie's parents break silence after voicemail leak." CNN's push notifications simply said, "The widow, the parents, and the tape." Every major outlet was now treating the story like a state-level scandal. And Rogan? He doubled down harder than ever. On his next live show, he played the alleged voicemail snippet through studio speakers. The studio audience went dead quiet. He leaned back and muttered, "If that's real, she didn't just lie to them. She lied to him. And now he's telling us." But the story didn't stop there, it mutated. Hours later, every link to the leaked folder vanished. Twitter wiped the files. Reddit removed the threads. YouTube began flagging reaction videos as sensitive. Even the TikTok audios featuring Charlie's voice disappeared. People screamed censorship. Who's protecting her? Users demanded. What are they hiding? Others claimed the files were being taken down by powerful allies inside Turning Point America. Within a day, hashtags like hashtag Erika exposed and hashtag they deleted the proof replaced earlier trends. And then, as the outrage peaked, the parents released one more video. It was short, less than a minute, but the impact was nuclear. They sat side by side, faces pale, eyes hollow. Charlie's mother spoke first. "They can delete the files," she said softly, "but they can't erase the truth. There's more, much more." Her husband nodded, adding, "You've seen a piece. Soon you'll see it all." The screen cut to black. That was all they needed to say. Speculation turned to hysteria. What else could they possibly have? Text messages? Videos? A confession? People were refreshing timelines like stock tickers, waiting for part 2 of the leaks. Rogan hinted on air that he'd been contacted by someone close to the family. Commenters flooded his chat with questions. "Do you have the video? Is it real? When will you release it?" His only reply, "You'll know soon enough." And then, one sleepless night later, a 45-second clip appeared. It was grainy, dark, filmed in what looked like a study. The voice was unmistakable. Charlie Kirk. He looked exhausted, eyes sunken, speaking straight to camera. "If you're seeing this," he said, "it means I couldn't stop her. Mom, Dad, don't let Erika erase you. Don't let her erase me." The internet lost its mind. The video spread faster than any leak in recent history. Twitter Spaces erupted into live debates. YouTube creators posted instant reaction streams titled Charlie's Final Message. TikTok filled with teary edits and whispered narrations. Within 3 hours, the clip hit every trending chart on the planet. But then, just as suddenly, it was gone. Deleted. Every upload, every mirror, every backup vanished. Channels that hosted it were shadow banned or locked. The reaction was apocalyptic. "She's erasing him again," one viral post screamed. They're doing it in real time. Even Rogan couldn't hide his shock. On an emergency live stream, he replayed the now-deleted clip from a downloaded copy. "If this is authentic," he said, "this changes everything." She didn't just manipulate the parents. She silenced him. And now someone's trying to silence all of us. He stared into the camera for a long beat before muttering. By morning, Erika broke her silence. It wasn't a press conference or a statement, it was an Instagram post. She stood in a candlelit church, hands folded, eyes cast down. The caption read, "The truth will set us free. Pray for those who twist pain into lies." The comments were brutal. "You mean pray for yourself," one wrote. "He warned us about you," another added. Some demanded she release the full video. Others tagged Rogan, begging him to drop the files. For the first time, even Erika's allies wavered. Board members resigned quietly. Influencers deleted old collaborations. Politicians issued vague statements about letting the process unfold. Even Turning Point sponsors began distancing themselves. A movement that once rallied around the Kirks now whispered about damage control. And through it all, the parents stayed firm. They refused interviews, refused deals, refused to sell the rights to their story. But their silence was louder than any denial. Everyone knew what that meant. There was more coming. The world waited, hungry for the next piece. That's when Rogan dropped one final teaser. The story isn't done. The files aren't gone. And if the parents release what they claim to have, it won't just end Erika's career. It'll expose an entire system built on power, greed, and silence. The feed cut, the outro rolled, and millions sat there, silent, breathless, watching the screen fade to black, knowing deep down that this wasn't closure. It was ignition. Because now, the question wasn't whether Erika Kirk lied. The question was, how far will she go to keep the rest buried? And as the final line echoed across social media, "Don't let her erase me," viewers knew one thing for certain. This wasn't just a scandal. It was a reckoning. The story wasn't ending. It was only just beginning. So now you've seen it. The lies, the leaks, the voicemails, the video, the vanishing files, and the silence that speaks louder than any denial. This isn't just a scandal anymore. It's a story of power, grief, and control wrapped in the perfect PR disguise. Joe Rogan didn't just stumble onto gossip. He ripped open a wound the world wasn't supposed to see. Because if Charlie Kirk really tried to warn his parents, and if those files were real, then we aren't watching a widow's tragedy. We're watching a legacy theft unfold in real time. Ask yourself this. How many more deleted videos and missing documents have we already lost to the same kind of power Erika's accused of holding? How many other voices have been erased because someone somewhere decided the truth was too dangerous? If Charlie's parents are sitting on more evidence, if there's another video, another recording, another piece that proves this isn't just speculation, what happens when it finally drops? Maybe that's why this story won't die. Because every cover-up breeds curiosity. Every silenced voice grows louder online. And every deleted file only makes the internet hungrier to find what's missing. So don't blink, not now. Because the next upload might be the one that ends it all. What do you think? Did Erika lie? Was Joe Rogan right all along? Or is this just the most sophisticated smear campaign ever disguised as truth-seeking? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Every opinion, every theory, every what-if counts. Smash that like button if you think Charlie's parents should release the full footage right now. Share this video everywhere before it mysteriously disappears too. Because make no mistake, this isn't over. The truth doesn't stay buried forever, no matter how many hands try to cover it. The Kirk empire is trembling, the world is watching, and the next revelation could burn everything down.